this happen.
6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this recording?
Is this recording? We should probably listen back and see since we're in different positions.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit. I like how you're sitting crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce, we sit crisscross applesauce, we
And
sit
crisscross applesauce, we sit crisscross applesauce.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
This is season 2, the bonus episode. Bonus! We are recording this live. We record all of them live, and then you just get to hear them played back. But we are really recording this live.
For ourselves and for Whiskey Producer Dog.
Yeah. Come on, Whiskey. Come on up, buddy. We actually just finished watching the season finale together.
Yes.
Which is really fun.
So fun. I am so excited to share my predictions because wowsy bowsy, what a season 2.
It was a good season. I love season 2. A lot happens in season 2. If you go back and really look at it, I'm sure you spent hours and hours reading all of our notes again. So much happens, and we learn a lot about all these characters, and we meet some new ones.
We meet some new ones. We go deeper with our old friends. Everyone gets real horned up in season 2.
The writers are trying to work out some stuff.
The writers are working some stuff out, but we also get so much more drama.
Yeah.
And things are more personal.
Yeah.
And I'm invested.
Good. Because you only have 7 more seasons to go.
I can't believe it.
I know. Time flies when you're all sooty. Okay. Got that, editor.
I would like to start with predictions from season 2. I'm just going to reflect on some predictions that I felt were big wins.
Okay.
And also because I'm a well-rounded person, I'm going to name some flops.
Yeah, let's hear it. Wins and flops.
Okay. One win is Katrina and Mike will work on something together and she'll get suspicious of his credentials. So this has not fully played out, but I will count it as a half win.
Okay.
Because they did work, quote unquote, together on Folsom Foods, but it was super tenuous and it feels like they do not have a good working relationship.
Okay.
So I do think that this is a prediction that will come true. I'm hanging my hat on that they did work together and she is suspicious of him.
Okay. Good place to hang the hat.
I'm hanging it. I feel comfortable
Come
with
on
it.
in, hang that hat.
I don't feel like I'm throwing my hat around. I feel like I'm hanging it.
I'm not running behind you saying, Maggie, pick up your hat.
Right. I feel like it's like at least it's on a chair.
Yes.
Or
a hat rack.
A hat rack.
This could even be on a hat rack, the hat rack of predictions.
Thank you.
I think if you were really going to put together a nice prediction town, the first thing you'd see when you open the door is a nice little hat rack.
Of course. And probably a coat closet where I hang all my flops.
Yeah. Okay. Hide them in the coat closet.
Yeah. Speaking of, a prediction I had was that maybe we will see more of Grammy through flashbacks and ghost visits. And I am frankly really disappointed that this hasn't happened in season 2. Mm-hmm. I am hopeful it will happen in season 3.
Okay.
But I'm counting it as a flop because I was really, really looking forward to a flashback with Grammy or a ghost scene with Grammy or something.
I hear that. We also learned of some other people that passed away in season 2, such as Daniel Hardman's wife. We learned about Harvey's father. Do you want to also see ghost visits from them as well? Or is it just from Grammy that you're looking for a sweet, sweet ghost visit?
You know, honestly, at this point, I will count any ghost visit as a win because I think that adds something to the show that if I were a writer, season 3 is coming around and I'm pitching ghosts. I'm pitching it hard.
Okay.
But I specifically, I would like to see Grammy.
Okay.
Because you know how I feel about Grammy.
I know. Justice for Grammy.
She's everyone's Grammy.
Right.
Another win that just to keep this emotional roller coaster going.
Yes.
Lewis is obviously going to get farther with Hardman is something I said. And while Lewis eventually does not side with Hardman and votes him out with his weird like finger pointy.
Yes.
He did make senior partner only through Hardman. So I think this is a win. He got farther with Hardman than he had ever gotten with Jessica.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It's not a loss. I would say he got, is it farther or further?
Farther? Distance?
Was he going the distance?
I think he
was
went
he
the
going
distance.
for speed? He's all alone in his time of need.
His time of need.
Wait, do you know that song?
I do know,
Okay.
but I don't. The only part I know is he's going the distance.
Okay.
He's going for speed, and you took that part.
Okay.
So
I'm so sorry to be
so I had to just be the background.
That's fine.
Did it take him 2 steps back? Is that kind of what you're saying? Like he went further, but now he's...
As Paula Abdul would say, I take 2 steps forward, I take 2 steps back. We come together, opposites attract, because we know that Lewis and Harvey are MC Scat Cat and Paula Abdul.
It all comes back to Paula
Abdul.
Abdul.
Actually were planting this seed for us.
Yes.
12 years later.
We picked it up.
We did. Title-wise and obviously compensation-wise, did get to climb on up the ladder. But I feel like in the social capital part of it, he fell all the way off that ladder and like landed in the hospital. You know,
did.
like he had a big
he did
ladder
land up
accident.
in a cell. Like he landed up in jail.
I'll give it to you because I wouldn't have predicted all this. I just binged in my pajamas the past few times. So like, I don't know.
But he is also back in good standing. They're pranking each other again. So we could be back.
Yeah. Okay.
A flop that I will count as a flop, a full belly flop. I had said, now that Mike and Rachel are done, I wonder if he's going to get back to Jenny, who does know his secret, and try to smooth things over with her, because he does not go back to Grammy. This was such a flop, because not only did season 2 end with Rachel knowing Mike's secret, we did not see Jenny again.
Yeah.
Minus the flashback.
No more Jenny from the block. She's gone to another block.
Yeah, so this was a huge flop. And I don't know, maybe she will come back in present day and kind of mess up some stuff with Rachel or, I don't know, exist in the world or we'll see more flashbacks. But I really thought that she was going to be who Mike ran to. And then instead we got introduced to Tess, who, she's fine.
If I were you, I would have probably predicted Jenny was going to come back.
She was such a huge character.
It made sense.
Yes.
But maybe the writers aren't making sense.
No, they're not.
You know?
Yeah, and it's keeping me on my toes.
Yeah.
One win is I did say Mike is going to stop smoking marijuana and prove himself to Harvey. And the next episode, he was vacuuming up all of his marijuana. So he was getting rid of it. But in my head, as I was typing this out and as I was thinking about this prediction, I remembered that when Rachel came over in the morning, he did hide a small bag. He pretended to flush it, but hid it in the medicine cabinet. And I don't know that that's been accounted for in his vacuuming.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's just like
There's some unaccounted for dime bags.
I feel like they specifically showed him not flushing it, and so I feel like I'm supposed to remember that.
They specifically showed him not doing something, therefore you should remember.
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
was.
do it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, right. Like then I need to see him take it out of the
That's
medicine
fair.
cabinet, or I'm always going to be like, it's still in the medicine cabinet.
That's giving the writers a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But they also, if they were thinking about how smart we were,
I mean, yeah, they planted MC Scat Cat for us.
Oh,
So if you're watching the show and you're detectives like us, you're gonna pick up on that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But something I did not pick up on. A flop, maybe a flop. I said that Mike was going to go on a sex spree after Lewis made him give up sex for the case.
Yes.
When he said, like, you can't have sex because we need you focused.
Yeah.
But then, right after this, Grammy dies, and he has this torrid affair with Tess, and they're having so much sex that they're not putting on a single pound despite eating tons and tons of pizza delivered to their house.
I guess the question here is what classifies as a sex spree?
Right.
Because you think about a shopping spree and you could go shopping at, North Park Mall and go to a lot of stores and call that a shopping spree. You could also go to North Park and just pop into Nordstrom and buy a ton of stuff and say, I went on a shopping spree at Nordstrom. So it's like, what is a spree?
Right. I mean,
And what is a sex spree? Because this is the first time I've ever heard of a sex spree until you invented it. And
did I invent sex spree?
I think probably people have been on a sex spree before, but they haven't really called
We've never
it.
defined it.
We haven't defined it.
We've never defined it. And I'm going to say that I would count what happened with Tess as a sex spree. I don't know if it was spurred by Mike's horniness post working with Louis Litt.
Or grief.
Or his grief, but something triggered this spree. Because I think if we were talking Nordstrom, he was dropping a lot of dimes on that Nordstrom sale.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably because Tess is from his past, and that was somewhat comforting because Granny's gone.
Granny's gone. But if you also remember, he's going back and forth between Rachel and Tess, like, at the same time. The only reason he ends up with Tess is because Rachel rejects him at first.
That's fair.
So it could have been a spree with Rachel.
I think that we could turn this flop into a win. It's probably a safer bet to have a sex spree with one person.
Much safer. Much more responsible.
Well, I mean, we find out it wasn't because he got beat up.
That's true. He did get beat up by her husband. But until then, much safer.
Yeah, I think the sex sprees that don't involve cheating and affairs are definitely...
Really just like a sex spree with someone who has been tested for STDs and you're in a committed partnership.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
That's
That's true.
That's the only kind of spree. Okay, but I do have a big win. I actually am ending with 2 big wins.
Okay.
I predicted that Rachel was going to do great on her LSATs and I said there's nothing more dangerous than a smart woman scorned. She did really, really well on her LSATs. She was so mad at Mike and she marched in and she got a 172. Not good enough to get into Harvard, but objectively, she did very well on her LSATs.
Okay.
And then my last win, I predicted that Mike and Rachel were totally going to bone, and bone they did.
They did.
My God.
Little file room boning.
Little file room boning.
File room boning.
The way you said that was so cute. Little file room boning.
Like when I texted you and asked how to spell
Calic. That was great. It's funny to see too, like Martha Jean, this little Texan sweetie that I'm raising, when she spells things, she spells it as if she's saying it with a little Texas twang.
Well, yeah, she did. I mean,
like she has to label parts of animals sometimes, and she'll be like, "This is the mouth. Those are the legs.
the legs.
Them's the back.
Look at that calic.
Look at that fish with a calic." Okay, yeah, those were just my predictions from season 2 that we've gotten to see come to fruition. Season 3, I still don't know, but I do have some set ideas.
Okay.
I think that Mike and Rachel will be thick as thieves now that he's let her in on his secret and she's let him into her Victoria's secrets. They may have ups and downs, but I think that they're always going to have this level of intimacy.
Okay.
I don't think they're ever going to betray each other. Like, I can't see Rachel turning on Mike and saying, "You're not a lawyer."
Okay.
That's my prediction.
So you think that they boned, but you're not sure whether or not it's going to be a thing, but they're just going to be kind of loyal
They will
to each
always
other.
have each other's backs.
Okay. Backs after bone.
Backs after bones. Even if Rachel goes and marries a prince, I think that Mike will have her back.
Okay.
I do not think that this merger is going to go well. This was something I was thinking. So just even thinking about the scene with Darby when he first comes into town, we first meet him, and he gives Jessica the check for 12 million pounds, and how we're all watching this and he looks just totally fine. But then Scotty's like, oh, he's pissed. Like, there's something about him that he's able to mask his emotions really well, but also there's something there that I'm like, this is not going to play well.
Okay.
Is he hiding something from Jessica and
we
she
don't
doesn't
know
even know because
he masks it.
he masks it and he plays this British thing and he wants to be introduced, but he's excited about Downton Abbey, but don't spoil season 3. Something about him, I don't know. I just think that there's going to be trouble brewing from the start, even though he plays by the book or does things by the book.
Okay.
I think it's going to implode, and I think we're going to be left with Jessica, Harvey, Donna, Mike, Lewis, and Rachel, and they're going to have to step up and save the day again. It's kind of like that crew is going to...
The people that are in the poster that I have like hanging here in my living room?
Yes, the season 1 poster crew, they're the OGs.
Okay.
They're in it till Rachel marries a prince.
Okay.
These are people I think that we're going to see again in season 3.
Okay.
Hardman, Travis Tanner, the district attorney, Cameron
Dennis is no longer the district attorney.
Yeah, who's the new district attorney?
I don't know.
Whatever. The new district attorney, Robert Zane, and I think we will see Grammy again in season 3. I'm holding out for a flashback for Grams. And I think we might see Jenny again just to mess with that Mike-Rachel dynamic.
Oh, throw a wrench in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe another woman from Mike's past, or maybe the associate that Rachel got fired. Like, I think there's going to be something that's going to try and shake these two up because they end the season with such an incredible bang that I think there's got to be something that's going to try and mess it up. But I don't think that anything is going to get in between their loyalty to each other.
Okay.
Okay, so Jessica tells Harvey he needs to humble himself, and that's going to be super interesting. I do think he will take his licks and eventually make his way back into Jessica's good graces because I don't think that they can stay mad at each other.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard, but I think Harvey does value Jessica, even though they have had this really tense moment this season. And I think that Jessica will appreciate Harvey eating some humble pie. And then maybe Scotty goes and works for Hardman or something else totally crazy just to
Scooty
get...
and Hardman?
Yes.
Hardman and Scoot?
Hardy Scoot Scoot. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, she's so crazy to get Harvey's attention.
Do you think that would get his attention?
I think it would. Who knows? I don't get this relationship.
Okay.
I'm not someone who gets relationships like that, though. You know?
It's a weird, twisted relationship.
It's super twisted.
Yeah, some people thrive in that environment.
Yeah, it's just like tangled vines.
Yeah,
and
lots of chaos, uncertainty.
So much chaos.
Yeah. These are great predictions.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see how many of these come true. So we'll do this when we recap, season 3 and do a little bonus episode for season 3.
I know. I hope all of my predictions come true.
I hope they do too.
Thank you.
Make a wish. Next time you see a fountain and a penny, or next time it's at 11:11 on a clock.
Just make a wish.
Or next time, isn't it like if you see something in the clouds or something?
Oh, no, I haven't heard that, but
I might have made it up. And then next time you get a 4-leaf clover, that's like luck.
Yeah.
Right?
And even then...
Next time you get an extra nugget, like at Chick-fil-A or something like that.
When they toss an extra nugget in there.
Sometimes that happens, and that is the day to go buy a lottery ticket.
That's going to be my new sign.
Okay. You get an extra nug?
Yeah.
My friend Sarah and I, we used to like frequently get extra nugs. And so we would, well, we might have even been texting. It was so long ago. Like it might have been that like T9 where you have to text the 3, to do the letters or whatever. Yeah. I don't know if we could do photos on a Razor phone. Anybody know if we could do photos on a Razor phone?
You could.
You could? All right. I think it was just hard. So we would text and call each other and be like, I just got an extra nug. It's going to be a good day.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll start doing that with you.
It doesn't count if it's like the little crunchiness.
No. It has to be a full nug.
That's great. That's just a bonus.
Don't they sell those at Long John Silver's?
They do. It's called Extra Crispies, but I just call it fried. It's just literally batter that you're just like literally buying the batter, but you say, can I get an order of Extra Crispies? They're like, yeah, sure. The shit from the bottom of our fryer, that's just batter that we haven't cleaned out. Yeah, we'll sell that to you. Which is like proof that literally
there's a market
for everything, and people will pay money for the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, it's a kink.
Great.
We have reached the point in our program where we must discuss our Briefy nominations for this season. I feel like we had some really incredible briefs written, some high caliber writing, poetry, especially you. It was so hard to choose because of all your singing, your rhyming, your puns, Chumbawamba. I could only choose one.
Okay.
So I have chosen as my nominee Season 2, Episode 13.
Rachel may not have wanted everyone to know who her daddy is, but she sure does want to make sure. I knew I would probably hit it hard on that.
Her daddy.
Rachel may not have wanted everyone to know who her daddy is, but she sure does want to make sure everyone knows she's more than daddy's little girl. When Mike adds her to the Folsom Foods gender discrimination case, she gets to see her dad in action, and he's not quite the action hero she thought he was going to be. And she's not just the paralegal he thought she was. They both surprise each other with their law prowess, so it's no longer Zane versus Zane, it's just a little zany. Katrina Bennett proves she can hang with the big dogs, woof woof, and spends the entire episode trying to outwit Lewis Litt. They finally decide to give friendship a chance, and we finally see Lewis split his pants.
I chose that brief mostly for your delivery of the word daddy issues. That's like forever stuck in my head. Daddy issues. The way you said it, just like, it was so sassy.
A flair for the dramatic.
Oh my gosh, I love that brief. I'm just going to replay daddy issues over and over again.
Please do.
And I would like to shout out honorable mention. I mentioned Chumbawamba. Mm-hmm. Your season 2, episode 10 brief deserves a play.
Thank you. If Chumbawamba ever needed an episode for inspiration, then tell them to meet Harvey and Jessica at high noon at Pearson Hardman. After Jessica gets knocked down from losing her reign as managing partner, and Harvey gets knocked down 3 floors, they have to get real creative to get back up again. And the only way up is to take the high road. Mike is knocked down from grief from the passing of Grammy, and the only way he can get it back up again is to be kissing the night. Okay, let me see how I did it. I wrote these cues in here. I'm losing it. Are you going to go and tell Colin and be like, something's wrong with her?
No, this is the best version of you.
Mike is knocked down from the grief from the passing of Grammy. And the only way he can get it back up again is to be kissing the night away with Rachel and Tess. Despite all the spite at Pearson Hardman, Coastal Motors and Daniel Hardman are put to bed. Jessica takes the reign again, and Lewis is all by himself. I think if you could sneak attack somebody with Chumbawamba, it's a good day. It's like getting an extra nugget.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, if I ever hear Chumbawamba
while you're eating an extra nugget,
I swear,
if you don't run fast to buy a lottery ticket.
Oh, yeah.
You don't understand how life works.
Yeah, that is your key.
Literally.
Oh my gosh, what if right now someone is listening, heard you singing the Chumbawamba, then as they were listening, they were giggling, they open up their nuggets and they have an extra nugget?
It counts.
We're talking to you.
Yes.
Go right now.
Also, when you buy that lottery ticket, you can go ahead and sign it over to us. But we need you to do that to Amanda Austin and Maggie Reith Austin, because you can't transfer it to onlysuitsfans@gmail.com.
Yeah, right. So but go do that now for you, for us, for everyone.
We'll still keep making the podcast. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My Briefy nominations. This was also very tough for me. You have a couple of honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is going to be episode 10, because you had just like an amazing amount of wordplay in it, and it was so on point. It was so impressive.
This episode shows that sometimes marijuana can cause you to make bad decisions, like sleeping with married childhood friends or almost not speaking at your grandmother's funeral. It can also lead to cracking open a case with or without a can opener. Harvey and Mike make great stoner friends as they finally cast a stone that knocks Hardman straight out of the firm and puts Coastal Motors to rest. It's easy peasy.
Harvey doesn't even have to give a pee sample, ordered by Louis Litt before he flips back to the good guy side. I'm excited to see how the firm of Pearson and Kiss My Ass flourishes for the rest of season 2.
Another one, we're probably not going to play it, but episode 7, if you go back and listen, you can just hear how intense you are. And I think I was also intense. You and I were both so worked up about this episode that when you hear the recording of episode 7, we're real heated. I believe it was
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, Sucker Punch.
Coastal Motors.
We were really into this and worked up about it. You had texted me a lot while you were watching it. And so I think the intensity just started off with the brief. And so I appreciate that. But the winner, if you are all caught up, is actually from episode 15 because you, in one take, flawlessly sang Mambo number 5 as part of your brief. Like you weren't just randomly singing, like it was incorporated into your writing. You kept going with it, and we did not have to re-record it. You did it flawlessly in one take. You guys, that was literally a one-take wonder. She's not a one-hit wonder because she's done one take more than once. So she can do this.
You please, Amanda, you're making me blush.
Well, I'm not saying you're winning. I'm just saying you're
No. But I feel like I've won just with that introduction to this briefy.
It's really great.
1, 2, 3, 45. Cities filled with women who are fighting for their rights. We got Jessica, Scotty, Rachel, Katrina, and as I am typing this out, you know what I mean. There's a lot of mambo dancing across some lines in this episode. Katrina and Mike start off on rocky foot as they each steal ideas and discoveries from one another. Rachel hides her law school rejection and finally cries after Louis Litt lies. Scotty is back on her back on a private jet to help Harvey close some cases and open her legs. Jessica is getting into bed with someone, and it is not for sex. It's a merger with Edward Darby and his international powerhouse firm to finally put Daniel Hardman to rest. A real song and dance this episode and this brief.
So we're going to be asking you all to vote on your favorite briefy, and you can do that on Instagram.
Or email us at onlyseasfans@gmail.com, and we compile votes from all different. Mm-hmm. You could even there could even be voter fraud.
There could be voter fraud.
But in this case, we don't care.
Oh, so last time you wanted it to be a fair election, and this time you want voter fraud so that you can win?
I want the trophy.
Do I give you the trophy if you win?
Well, I accidentally put Briefy's 2024 on there, so I think it's good for the full year.
Okay, so we just pass it back and forth.
I think we just pass it back and forth.
Okay. I had somebody ask about it in a call the other day.
Oh, yeah? And what'd you say?
I said I want a thing called the Briefies on my own podcast, and then I explained to them, and then they're like, I never watched it. So it's like, okay, anyways, back to your HR
performance review.
Yeah.
Well, there could not be the great if there was not the not so great.
That's true. We have to learn and grow from our mistakes and our failures.
So we've each selected a brief for the Boxer Award from one another. And I chose as my Boxer nomination because it is a painful reminder of all that we lost this season. Mm-hmm. I've chosen your season 2, episode 9. Brief.
Same. I guess we'll take another moment of silence for Grammy.
And now on to the
bloopers. Here's a little peek behind the scenes of everything that you don't hear that is now going to make it into the podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't have anything nice to say, you can type it all out, edit it so it's nice, and then post a review. Or just eat it. Eat it.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We've had so much fun on season 2. We'll see you in season 3.
Yes.
Third time's a charm for season 3.
Tweak and twerk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're going to tweak and twerk.
Mm-hmm. Episode's done while twerking.
We'll work hard and twerk harder. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here it goes. There we go. Just like a metronome. Here
Hey,
it
wait.
goes.
Is
Here
your
it
mic
goes.
on?
Just like a metronome.
There it is. Okay, here I go. Gonna turn on the video.
Hey, here you go. You're gonna turn on that video. I'm gonna put that at the top.
I think that's good. That just belongs on the top.
It belongs on the top.
Taking it from the bottom.
Taking it from the butt of the script. Taking it from the bottom. This is season 2, episode 15. Darby has unexpected farts. Blah, blah, blah. Words are hard.
I burped.
I did it and then I had to go. Ah. Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
If that didn't sound like somebody with a cow lick.
Oh, shit. Get me in the file room. Oh, shit.
You gotta put all the letters in there, man. That's how it works. You don't just get to leave some of the letters out.
Elvis, your order's ready.
I actually thought that was George Bush. I thought I was doing a George W. Bush impression. And you thought I was doing Elvis.
That's probably why the man named Elvis was so offended when you called his name.
Because he was like, I didn't vote for George W. Bush. What's funny, though, is that...
Sorry, I just snorted.
It's okay. It also showed me in the end... something just got stuck in my throat. And I think I just Peter Brady'd something. Just turned into Peter Brady.
Don't tell Cameron Dennis.
Yeah, when it's time to change.
So...
I fell asleep sitting up, so I don't know. And Harvey's not going to take the officer, and so he's going to
He's not going to take the offer.
Huh?
You said officer.
Yeah, I did, because I'm so tired. Thank you. Good night. This has been fun.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that worked. That was a tight clap. All right.
It's going to be a nice treat for you.
Okay, but I was just saying, like, mentioning the time space continuum. I have fucked up.
I have mentioned the time-space continuum. I am so sorry.
We'll cut it if it's wrong, because I don't like to be wrong. The lady next to me on the flight home, her carry-on was nothing but sandwiches. She had to have 20 sandwiches in there.
Where was she coming from?
She probably was taking a sandwich convention.
What kind of sandwiches did she eat?
They were both on white bread. She literally had like a canvas, like a shopper like type bag
Full of sandwiches.
full of homemade sandwiches in plastic baggies. And what's disappointing is that she didn't offer any.
I'm very disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have accepted?
Probably not. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, looky.
It was a long.
No, my laugh is a cackle.
It's gotta be a clap. We were clapless. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. No, not an or. Woofy poofy. Woofy poofy. Can we record something really quick that just asks people to please leave a review? Because we haven't gotten any in a while.
Hey, this is a plea. This is my opening statement.
Mm-hmm. Thanks so much for tuning in to our homemade podcast.
After you share this podcast with 10 friends, we have a lot of asks for you.
Pause. I'm going to insert the spinners into this podcast. So we're going to
Oh,
talk
good.
over them with it in the background.
Oh,
So,
incredible.
okay. So unpause. So Maggie, I have something queued up and I want to play it and I want you to like see what you think. And they played Rubber Band Man. Okay.
Okay.
This is a little bit of Rubber Band Man. Yeah. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, vibing.
It's a fun vibe, right?
Yeah.
This feels very Suits.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. This makes sense. This is...
Hopefully that works when I
Lay
try
it
and lay it in there.
Your